Hello and welcome to Tea with Michael Ray. We have a very unusual show for you today. In fact, it's one
unusual is right, because Michael Ray, this is your life.
No, this is Tea with Michael Ray.
No, this is your life.
This is Tea with Michael Ray. You're in the wrong show, buddy. Oh dear, Brenda Sue, where are you?
She won't be picking up her cue because she's in on it.
In on what?
This is your life, Michael, an old American tradition.
Oh, you mean like apple pie and a corrupt system?
No, Michael, this is your life as a show. For the next 30 minutes, you're going to meet people you haven't seen for many years. Friends, relatives, and others.
Oh dear, oh my God, no, I want to leave.
Sit down and enjoy, because Michael Ray, this is your life. We'd also pay a $25,000 fee.
Oh, that's nice.
Michael Ray, you were born in Bristol, England in 1940.
I don't think we have to go that far back.
You were born at an early age to a meager family of meager means, in a meager little house, in a meager little street, in a meager little city, in the meager little country of England. Because of your poor childhood, you were forced to go on the stage at the age of 10 months. You quickly learned to act and manipulate people to your own ends. Your father was a dressmaker. Your mother was a coal miner. Every day you'd go with your mother down to the mine and help her dig coal. Meanwhile, your father would stay at home and make you pretty clothes to wear. It was obvious from an early age that you would not follow in your mother's footsteps down the pit or your father's into ladies' apparel. You were destined for a life of crime. You joined your first gang at the age of 5. Do you remember this voice?
Hello, Michael, my old friend. You rotten little bugger.
No.
It's your best friend all through childhood. Straight from Pentonville Prison in England, it's Barry Wilkins.
Oh, no.
Hello, mate. I remember when he was 5 years old. He wanted to join our gang. So I said to him, you got to go into that store and take all of that little old lady's money so that we can buy candy. And you know what he did?
No.
He got himself a big old bag. He went back into the store and took all the candy. Well, we never thought of that. So from then on, he was the brains of all our keepers. We did malt and pop stalls, the senior citizen centers, the Braille Institute. Well, we got up to so many capers, I can't begin to tell you.
Well, don't then.
It must be good to see an old friend.
Yeah, well, bye.
Thank you, Barry Wilkins. Our next guest, too old to travel, but live via satellite from England, Michael's grandmother, Lillian Kavanaugh Ray.
Why don't you ever call your mother? She's in the hospital. Bloody mental hospital, thanks to you, you little basket. You drove her to it. I'd have drowned you years ago if you were mine. But your poor mother. Every night she cries herself to sleep, sobbing her bleeding heart out over you, you little sodomite. Poor thing. I could cry just thinking about her. In fact, I think I will. There now, I feel much better. Michael, get in touch. Drop me a line, a picture, a photograph, anything. But does he? No. Never, never, never anything. She'd write, but her arthritis is so bad. And she's blind in one eye and she can't see out the other. And they'd read the card to her, but she's deaf as a post, poor little bitch. And she'd enjoy touching it. But she don't have much feeling, what with her arthritis and her old-timer's disease. But it's the thought that counts, that's what I always say. Oh, he is horrible. He's horrible, he is. I hate him. Did I tell you about the time he set fire to his Uncle Ernest?
A touching message from Michael's grandmother.
I've had enough already. I'm out of here.
I really don't think that's such a good idea, Michael. I mean, what have you got to hide? What could possibly be worse than what's been said already. And what would your fans think if you were to leave now? I'm afraid all speculation would be believed. No, I'd advise you to stay, Michael.
You say it doesn't get much worse?
Not much. Do you remember this voice?
Object, Michael, and act like a man.
Is it Bernice Cronin?
No, it's not. It's your first drama teacher, Eileen Hardly Hodder.
Hello, darling. My, how you've changed.
No, dear. Michael's over here.
Hello, darling. Oh, I remember when I used to look older than you. What a great pupil he was. I never forgot him. At first they said, Michael who? And I said, I just can't seem to picture him. And they said, oh, yes, you know that one you used to like so much. And I said, I did. And they said, yes, you used to talk about him all the time. And I said, I did. And they said, yes, the one who moved to America. And I said, oh, yes, I would love to go there. Oh, he was one of my favorite pupils. But you certainly have changed, dear. At any rate, I said I always wanted to stay in a beautiful hotel in Beverly Hills. I don't remember the name of it, but it's lovely. Has 2 toilets in each room. It's very nice, you know, when you have visitors and the like. Well, at any rate, Michael, it is so good to see you. Can you imagine him being so famous in the movies? Everyone says he has done so well here. What's the matter, dear? Don't you feel well? Is there something wrong with your tummy, pet? Oh, well, it is so famous that we didn't even know that he had a television show here. We thought he just did movies. Can you imagine Tea with Michael Caine?
Thank you very much, Eileen. Right this way, dear.
Ta-ta.
Yes, thank you very much. Eileen Hardly Hodder. Our next guest, the first producer you ever worked with who gave you this sound advice.
Get out of the business!
Gee, a lot of them have said that.
Do you remember Midsummer's Night's Dream? You played a fairy. Your first producer, Pinky Beaumont.
Get out of the business! That's what I told him then. Get out! You're not talented. If you must work in this industry, work backstage. You don't have what it takes to get out in front of the camera. That's what I told him then, and that's what I'm telling him now. Give it up!
When you first saw that production of Midsummer Night's Dream, something must have struck you. What was it?
His wand, clumsy little sod, he carried it around like a bloody spear. I was in total dismay over the performance. Never in my entire life in the theater had I ever been so upset, had I ever seen Shakespeare so brutally aborted. And it went from bad to worse. The bigger the part, the worse the performance!
Surely you have something nice to say.
No, I can't think of it. Oh, yes, he does have guts. I will give him that. Anyone who has given so much for so little in return should have given up years ago. All I can say is this. I'm glad that he's here in America and not back in England polluting our airwaves. Become a publisher, a computer programmer, a dishwasher, anything. Get out of the business!
From a very disastrous career in theater, you turned to television. The BBC threw you out. Thames wouldn't take you in. From TV to movies with even less luck. Why, even the extra agencies put up no vacancy signs when you came knocking at their doors.
Wait a minute. Let me see that.
Extra agents.
So you went to America to look for a better life. You gained your citizenship through the services of your ex-wife, a lady who's still looking for you, if not after you. Your ex-wife, Angelica Ray.
Where's my alimony? Oh my God, it's taken me forever to find him. It's impossible to get anything out of him. He's got nothing in his name. I'm just glad we didn't have children. They would have fallen through the cracks, if not been on crack. I'm surprised I'm not. Where are my pills? I need my tranquilizers. He's a horror, a brute. Did I tell you about the time he beat me? I still have bruises, and it's been 10 years. And then he made me sign this piece of paper, promising not to say anything for 10 years. Well, the 10 years are up, buddy boy, and I'm free to tell it all. 75 measly dollars was all I was paid. 75 measly dollars! 75 measly dollars! 75 measly dollars! Did I tell you about the time that I caught him in bed with Angie Bowie and Bianca Jagger? He expected me to go downstairs and make coffee. Naturally, I couldn't do that. Not with my 2 favorite rock stars' wives right at my feet. So I just sent him downstairs to make it. And then I showed them what a really good time was. Now will you pay me the money you owe me, darling?
Thank you, Mrs. Angelica Ray. You moved from New York to San Francisco to become an actor, but you followed your dreams and became a hippie. It was 1977. You were always 10 years behind the times. Do you remember these voices?
Like, man, it's out of sight. Real groovy.
Ooh, psychedelic! Pharrell! Too much!
It could be any one of over 100 people that I knew at the time.
2 of the members of your first commune in Haight-Ashbury. It's Curly Whirly and Rainbow Skies.
Whoa, look at this guy, look at his tie, man. Whoa, yeah, man. Yeah, it was real cool. Like, he came to crash at our pad one night, and the family really liked him. So I said to Charlie, hey, man, like, why don't we let him stay and join the family? And we used to drop all the time. But this was way back during the summer of love. Or was it the fall of hate? I forgot! We sure had a good time. Substance abuse every night of the week. Oh, and the girls.
Oh, yeah, the girls. He had so many girls.
And the booze.
Oh, so much booze.
And the other things.
Whoa, so many other things.
But what about the theater? Didn't he work in the theater?
Oh, I don't remember that. I think he worked as a waiter one time, but I think it was only for a night.
He always slept in.
Or out in one of his chicks' pads.
Or in a bar somewhere. But he never worked.
What about his credits at the theater? His season at ATC?
Yeah, ACT. I think he went to one of their plays once.
Did? I don't remember that.
Yeah. Oh, you were out tripping at the Pet Clark concert.
Oh, yeah, I loved her. Oh, and Three Dog Night.
And Buffalo Springfield.
Cool, man.
Well, anything with animals in the title.
Oh, and the animals, yeah. Hey, what about the Who?
The who?
The Who.
The Who.
The who? Oh, yes.
And yes.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, yes.
And the others.
Oh, the others, man, they were far out.
I think they were a bit too far out for me.
Oh, Michael, remember the drawers?
Don't you mean the Doors?
No, I mean the drawers. They were trophies of your conquest.
You're a bunch of happy flower children. So you went from hippie to yippie, from yippie to yuppie, from yuppie to guppy.
Guppy?
The grandparent of a yuppie.
How rude.
I guess this chapter is over. Thank you, Curly Whirly and Rainbow Skies.
Peace.
Love, man.
Oh, and flowers.
Oh, wow. Yeah, when do we get the tea, man?
Oh, what about the shroom?
Wow, man, this is cool. Hey, man. See, we gotta get on the bus, man. Later, dude. Hey, man.
From San Francisco, you flew to New York. From New York to Belgrade. From Belgrade to Leningrad. From Leningrad to Stalingrad. Stalingrad to Bangkok, where you ran into a runway and badly hurt your genitals. An unfortunate accident happened in Bangkok. From Bangkok to Lompoc. From Lompoc to New Delhi. After lunch in New Delhi, supper with Liza Minnelli. In New York. Yeah, and from New York to Boston, from Boston to San Francisco, from San Francisco to Philadelphia, from Philadelphia to San Francisco, and on your way back to Philadelphia, you met this woman. Do you remember her name?
Would you mind letting me have the window seat?
No, I really don't recall. Philadelphia? No.
You haven't seen this woman in over 8 years. Please come on out, Paula Garson. Tell us how you met Michael.
It was on the plane from San Francisco to Philadelphia. He was sitting right next to me, and I asked him if he would mind letting me have the window seat. He said, certainly.
That's all?
Oh, just that. Certainly. So polite.
You don't remember this woman?
Not at all.
Did he say anything else?
Nothing. But then he took my purse.
He did?
It was a mistake.
Oh, he gave it back when I asked for it.
I recall it's all coming back to me.
Oh, so you do remember Paula Garson.
It was an accident.
Oh, he's such a nice man. You know, whenever I see him on television, I say to all my friends, I know him. He's the man who took my pocketbook.
Thank you, Paula Garson. It must be nice knowing you have so many adoring fans, Michael.
Yeah.
You might want to sit down for our next guest, Michael, because we've managed to track down your mother.
Hello, darling.
Mrs. Diana Ray.
This is not my mother.
Yes, I am. I am your mother.
No, you are not my mother.
Yes, I am.
Are not.
Are you ashamed of me? I am your mother.
Yes, but not by birth.
Well, obviously not by birth, but I am by marriage. Look, just because you can't face the fact that your mother is 12 years younger than you are.
11 years. You just had a birthday, remember?
Yes, but in September it will be 12 because you will have just had a birthday.
Oh, by the way, thanks for the present.
Did you like them?
Both of them. They were great.
Your father chose them.
He did?
Both of them. Did they match?
Great. One of the best pairs of socks I've ever had.
Well, thank you for your presence, Mrs. Diana Ray. And now, two people who helped us by keeping the secret about our show. They snuck around and got us tidbits of sordid information about your life. Your next-door neighbors, Kevin and Heather Harrington.
I might have known it.
Hey,
How you doing, Michael? Sorry, I hope this isn't too embarrassing.
It's real embarrassing.
Well, Michael, look at it this way. It can't get much worse.
Promise me?
So, Mr. and Mrs. Harrington, a model couple, what's it like to live next door to a man of stature like Michael Ray?
Oh, it's great. There are so many exciting things going on over here. Always exciting people doing exciting things. Like now, for example.
I'll tell you, he's such a nice neighbor. Like the time that my lawnmower broke down, he offered to send Brenda Sue, his maid, over with a pair of kitchen scissors to help cut my lawn. What a pal. Not very practical, but nevertheless a nice guy.
Oh, and like the time that I was collecting for the PTA, and he gave me an IOU.
I forgot about that, yeah. And then he took it back.
Oh, and like that time that we came over for that Christmas party, we met that guy doing that movie.
Guy? What guy?
Oh, remember, we all went back to our place and got smashed on tequila and smoked those funny cigarettes. Oh, and that's when Michael made a pass at me.
I did not make a pass at you.
You never told me about that night.
I did not make a pass at her. I thought she was the light switch. She was standing by the door.
There was nothing going on.
I always knew there was something strange going on between you two.
There is nothing going on. I just happened to just be over there that night, and will you drop it?
Drop it? I will not drop it. You've been running over to his house pretending to go over there and chat with Brenda Sue? Well, yeah, I know what's going on over there. I know what's going on.
It was not
What?
going on.
What was not going on?
What you thought was going on was not going on. Will you drop it?
Okay, I'll drop it. But I'll tell you, if this is your life, Michael, I'd bash your brains in.
Well, thank you, Kevin and Heather Harrington, your good neighbors from next door.
And you, I'm going to have a talk with you. What about the neighbors?
Not anymore.
This must be a great night for you, Michael.
One of the worst I've ever had.
Well, we still have a few surprises in store for you.
I've got nothing to hide. Nothing else to hide. I mean, it can't get any worse, can it?
Really? Your lover, who claims to have been kept away from the public so you wouldn't be discovered in this illicit relationship, soon to publish her story in the National Enquirer. Please welcome Gertrude Peasbody.
Oh, no, oh, no. This woman has been pursuing me for the past 5 years.
I'm his #1 fan. I've been in his dressing room twice.
Soon to sell your story to the National Enquirer.
Both times I stayed overnight.
You did?
Yes. Well, once I got locked in, and the other time he held me there by force.
It was to hide her from the press. I didn't want a scandal, a woman leaving so late.
So you admit something was going on?
No, I do not. She refused to leave.
And then he kissed me goodnight.
On your cheek, for being so understanding.
And yes, I told you I would never wash my face again. Well, I haven't.
Please don't write any garbage about me in the National Enquirer.
Oh, it's too late. I've already spent the money. You'll be in next week between a story about a two-headed baby Elvis from outer space and a story about Richard Gere and the Humane Society. Well, anyway, you'll be there.
Why me?
And next, I want to write your autobiography and get you a star on Hollywood Boulevard. I've got plans for you and me, baby.
Please, no.
Big plans. Stick with me, and I'll put your name in lights, even if I have to change it to Phantom of the Opera.
Thank you, Gertrude Peasbody, an avid fan. And next, Daddy!
Who?
Your illegitimate son, Nicholas Ray.
Hi, Pops.
Oh, no.
Don't worry, Dad. I'm not going to hurt you.
Tell us about being his son.
Well, Mum and Dad had their own lives, so Grandma brought me up. They'd turn up on special days like Christmas and birthdays, expecting presents, usually theirs. They'd also show up on opening nights with the press, or if they had an article coming out in, say, People magazine, they'd buy me candy and dump me off at home. I wish I could say they compensated me with money or gifts or possessions, but they didn't even do that. The last time I saw Mum was in an after-hours bar, and she didn't even recognise me. She begged me beforehand not to come on stage in case I revealed her true age. Well, she was only 14 when she had me. He married her 3 years later. She used to make me say that I was her brother. Apart from that, they were pretty good parents. Thanks, Dad.
A touching moment between father and son. And last but not least, your mate on the show, who we incidentally had to bribe to keep her mouth shut. Come on out, Brenda Sue. Tell us what it's like working for him.
Oh, well, he's real nice, but when the camera goes off, so does he. He's always cursing and complaining and telling everybody what to do. And you know, he really does hate my tea. Everybody thinks it's a big joke, but it's not. He really does hate it. And the makeup girl says she can't stand him, that he's an old grump. Always taking so long in makeup and always fussing. Well, the producer says that he only has one more show, and then it's Coffee with Brenda Sue. Now that's a show you want to watch, because we'll have rock stars and celebrities and kind of like Arsenio Hogg on country and western.
Well, thank you very much, Brenda Sue McCoy.
You can just forget about that raise.
brings us up to the present. Michael Ray, this was your life.
I thought it was Tea with Michael Ray. Anyway, see you next time on Tea with Michael Ray.
Oh, man.
There you are.
Look, when we get the tea, man.
Pat.
Look, hey, man, what's with the chick? Hey, 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 man.